Well, hello there. I'm Keish. I am one of your hosts for the For Kills and Thrills podcast. Keyshawn, he is unavailable today because it's not necessarily important that he be here because I just want to discuss a few things. We've gotten a few questions regarding our podcast and when it will begin. So I just wanted to kind of put a little bit of general information, tell you what we are about and what our podcast is about in more detail than the trailer, which is really cute because there you'll hear Keyshawn. He's cute. All right, so who am I? I am Lakeisha. We're from St. Louis, Missouri. I have 3 children here. It's our little family, and my life partner and my dog, and we're just here chilling. We don't do much. I probably listen to true crime podcasts 85% of my day. You hear right now our new little baby. His name is Ghost. So my kids are totally different. I have Keyshawn, who's 16, Kaylee, who's 10, and Cameron, who is 2. And I decided to do this podcast with Keyshawn just to keep him interested in his old mom. You know, it's hard to engage with him lately, so I just thought, why don't I find something that he might be interested in that I share with him. And his ideas are really creative. He'll be a really good asset to my podcasting team. So I'm really excited that he was willing and able to do this with me. And despite the trailer, he likes it. He likes the idea. He definitely wants me to keep going. And he also bought me the podcast equipment. So yeah. Another thing I wanted to discuss was what we could bring to the crime industry, the true crime podcast industry, because I understand it's very saturated. Even when I listen to true crime podcasts, I can hear probably the same story every now and then, or something sounds familiar after a while, which is okay. But I am grateful that I can hear stories that I have not heard before. So I do feel like in my community in St. Louis, Missouri, which is right now, I believe, the murder capital of the US of A. So I can bring awareness and light to local crimes here. That's not at all the total depth of what I will cover, because I do want to talk about so many other things, but there are some things in St. Louis that I would like to address and discuss and make people more aware, like missing persons. We have a lot of domestic violence, crimes, murder here, things that definitely need to be discussed and things that may be important for families here. So I think that would be what we can bring to the true crime scene. So I'm really excited about that. And the reason, like I said, that I did true crime with my son is because we like to do things here in our household with each other individually. So, like I said, it's harder to engage with my son. He's not interested in much of anything. So it was either do a podcast about anime or a podcast about true crime. He's cool with them both. I don't love anime, but don't tell him that. He just feels like I'm the biggest hater because of it, and it's not that. I'm just, I don't need it in my life. So that's why I chose this with my teen son. Yes, I said teen. He's 16, like I said, and he is very mature. And I just think that it'll be cool to talk to him and get his reactions. There are certain things that he can know, a lot of things that he can know and that he should know at this stage of his life. There are people who have committed crimes and who will commit crimes his age. There are victims his age. there are suspects his age. There are people who have not been caught since they were his age. So I just wanted to bring awareness to him, most of all. When does it air? That's another question that we've gotten. We are shooting for an October 1st air date. I want to get this Halloween season started off right. Halloween. It's my favorite time of the year. So I'm excited to bring it to you around this time. It's also, this type of podcast, it's kind of scary, So I just figured it was the right time. So October 1st is when we are pushing for our first official episode, and you do not want to miss it. And where you will be able to listen to the podcast by the time we are done, by the time October 1st comes, I'm hoping that you can stream this podcast on all platforms where you can listen to podcasts. But for right now, we are set up with Spotify. Every update, every detail of anything will be recorded on Instagram. So if you are looking for news, if you are looking for maybe some shorts, maybe some today's crime, some updates on missing persons, some things of that nature, you would go to our Instagram page and check on that. But mostly that page is going to be discussing what's going on with the actual podcast, dates, cancellations, reschedulings. Hopefully we have none of that, but you won't miss a beat. I will definitely keep you all up to date with any of that. But October 1st for me is the date that I start doing weekly episodes. It's been so much fun trying to find some crimes to talk about, and the research is good. But if you have any suggestions for me, if you have any advice, if there's anything that you would like to say, any stories that you would like to cover, especially from St. Louis, Missouri, or maybe from your neck of the woods, if there is anything that you would like for me to research and cover, please reach out to me in the comments here or at @ForKillsAndThrills_podcast. That's going to be our Instagram page. I don't really have much else to say. That's pretty much it. So if there is, I don't really have much to say. That is pretty much it. So until next time, when we have our official episode, or I just feel like coming on to talk to you guys because this is actually pretty cool. So until we have our first episode, I'm just going to leave this right here, and you can reach us on Instagram, and we'll let you know of all of the other, all of the other locations you can listen to it. Thanks. Bye.